Built the weapons and equipment that helped defend freedom and sovereignty in Europe years ago. That's true again today. Those Javelin missiles, like the ones manufactured right here in Pike County, are highly portable. They're extremely effective against a wide range of armored targets. They can hit targets up to 400 meters away. In fact, they've been so important, there's even a story about Ukrainian parents naming their children, not a joke, their newborn child, Javelin or Javelin, not a joke.
So he doesn't care if they're protesting outside the Supreme Court or outside someone's private residence.
I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people protest. The reason people are protesting is because women across the country are worried about their fundamental rights that have been law for 50 years. Their rights to make choices about their own bodies and their own health care are at risk. That's why people are protesting. They're unhappy. They're scared.
Let me tell you about the stock market. When the stock market goes up, that means jobs. It also means 401ks. If you got in, if you ever became president with your ideas, you want to terminate my taxes, I'll tell you what, you'll lose half of the companies that have poured in here will leave, and plenty of companies that are already here, they'll leave for other places. They will leave, and you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen.
Look back at some of her
This week that your gas prices have gone up. I want to talk to you a little bit about why. A lot of it has to do with Vladimir Putin. It's broadly known and widely known, Peter, that there was a broad range of Russian disinformation back in 2020.
Why is the administration flying thousands of migrants from the border to Florida and New York in the middle of the night?
Well, I'm not sure that it's in the middle of the night. As individuals come across the border and they are both assessed for whether they have any symptoms. If they have symptoms, the intention is for them to be quarantined. That is our process. They're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time.
President still believe that Build Back Better will not add a dime to the national debt?
Correct, it won't.
Why should Americans believe that?
Because it won't.
It was crystal clear that things were not improving on supply chain. People couldn't get dishwashers and furniture and treadmills delivered on time, not to mention all sorts of other things. So why is it...
The tragedy of the treadmill that's delayed.
Right.
And last thing I just want to do before we get to your questions, I often note I'm going to circle back. I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter, but I am going to circle back on a number of things, as we often do directly.
We do. You were behind that podium. By the way, I don't think I'd be very...
Now financing the recall to kick Gascon out of office because Los Angeles is now a pro-criminal paradise and everybody there is a victim because this district attorney doesn't care about victims of violent crime. He only cares, as Leo said, about helping the criminals.
Jaffe, who create the lie. You got Glenn Simpson with Fusion GPS, who peddles the lie to the press. You got Michael Zussman, who takes the lie and hands it to the FBI. Again, not just anyone at the FBI, but Jim Baker, the chief counsel. And you got Mark Elias and the Clinton campaign overseeing the whole operation. It was false, it was garbage, but it was a conspiracy to keep Donald Trump out of the White House. And Durham is on to him, and he wants to make sure the court has the truth and the facts, plain and
well. We expect growth to be solid this year.
For the first 2016, the Treasury Department is planning to pay down the national debt issued to the public this quarter. We recovered faster than projected.
The value of educators when they had to bring the kids and said, we're not paying them nearly enough.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today.
A friend in need is a friend in need.
A broken and dismantled system that we have effectively managed an unprecedented number of non-citizens seeking to enter the United States.
I said the inflation to get back to the 2% range.
Well, I expect that to happen next year. Monthly rates of inflation have already fallen substantially. I expect improvement by the middle to end of next year.
White rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it.
We're clear-eyed about the challenge that China presents. 10 feet tall. This is America.
of Energy is really committed to increasing energy affordability, energy resilience, securing the clean energy supply chains that are needed to reduce our reliance on unabated fossil fuels and increase our energy independence.